.NET BSP, and I wanted to integrate the possibility to use it for different SDKs. The last time I tried it, it didn't work, so it was kind of a bug, and yeah, I want to fix this. Now let me just play some music. So, and open up the cam. So I already fixed that issue. In the last stream I had issues that I could not actually build a SDK9 project because when I tried to do that, it failed with an error that it cannot find runtime 9 from .NET, and I fixed that with a small change. Let me show you this. It was in here. This small property was the fix for it. So I kind of in the last stream I had issues to find the root cause for it, and I just when I stopped streaming, I had one idea, or kind of wanted to look into what's different between let's say omnisharp settings and here .NET BSP, and yeah, then I found that this property sounds like something that could make a difference, and I just tried it out and it was the fix. So then I have one other issue, and this is currently to get this fix pass my tests on the CI agent, because locally I tried to run them, and let's see, just .NET test, right? I'll take somewhere. Come on. No, okay. So everything passed. But when I look into my PR that I created, I tried to run it. Let me just compare the branch names. Yeah. I tried to run this one and it failed actually. Let's see what the issue is. You're here. The expression stable string hash cannot be evaluated. Could not load type. Not sure where it comes from, actually. And it seems like there is some functions used which are not available on the CI agent. And the only thing that I have in mind, which could be the cause for it, is that it runs on a different version. I run .NET SDK 8.0.101 or something, and this one is on the 414. So in case you don't know, this is a feature band digit. So kind of if they introduce new features into this stable LTS version, then they bump this digit up, and like the last 2 digits are for patches. So there are like 3 feature releases in between, so it could be the issue for it, so that when I build it with a lower feature SDK, so to say, then in the higher it was replaced with something. So this could be breaking changes behind the scenes, but I'm not sure on this. This is just an idea. So, and now maybe we can compare the log files we have here. Test log. Search for 0 and 9, version 9. What I wanted to check now is actually if we have packages in the log, in the packages log JSON, which are from a higher SDK version, or like from a higher version 9 something. This one. Eight, 7. Code DOM. Let's just try this out, right? So we could actually use different SDK here if we just change the global JSON to 411 or 414 was the last one. See what we used here. 414. And the issue here is now that I have also to update the log files, because the CI agent builds with the log files only, so we have kind of a version pinning there. So how could I get the newer version? Or I go up the version to version 9. What do I have? .NET list SDKs 110. Oops. Blah. So 110. Right, and then let's really rebuild. Vulnerabilities. Then let's find this one. What's the latest version for it then? We could check maybe not outdated. Yeah, major. Yeah, let's list them first. So latest version of all the libraries would be this, and I'm not sure about this one. If it breaks something or not, but we can apply and see. Wait, what does it? Right here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's just list again. Nothing. Then let's see if this fixes it. And update dependencies. So now I'm really curious if this fixes it. Oh, this looks already bad. But the reason for that is actually, I guess that the CLI library, which was shown red before, the version for the CLI library, there were breaking changes in it. So they changed some stuff internally, and this breaks in my side because it's I have to adapt to these changes. Let me see, where was that? Here. Let's actually see here what it was before. This was the version, right? And we just get it back. What was it called? Console. What was the name? Command line. Oops, this one. The other one. Ah, come on. Like this. System command line version bump. So this problems match between requested version of log file. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Actually, here we have to rebuild because I need to regenerate the log files, as they do not match after I updated or reverted this update. So what's new? Waiting on free CRD release. They should release this month. There should be some nice features. Okay, so it didn't work again. What's now? File. value is nice. So the updating didn't really help here, it seems. Test platform issues. Microsoft extension dependency model. So I guess I have to update them to 9 also. Is this true? So because I guess this one is shipped with the SDK. The let's remove this. Do we have here test platform? Version 80, 18, component model, composition 9. Dependency model 9, logging. So let's just say use and component model composition. So component model composition is 9, 9. Right, and then we had this extension stuff. 8. It's 9, 9. 9, 9. Abstraction 9, 9, 9, and 9. Was dependency injection not also one of those? Yeah, dependency injection also too. Hi, Victor. What's up? Let's actually try to apps, not that. Rebuild. Let's push them. Also, maybe test locally. Ganz gut soweit. Und selbst? Okay. This worked. And let's push them. dependencies to gut, dann ist ja gut. Was machst du gerade? Anime, welchen hast du angeschaut? Finally worked. That's kind of strange. So it seems like it runs always on the latest runtime. So surely because I activated that on the project file. And how does this play along with the SDK selection from this MSBuildLocator? Not quite sure how this works behind the scenes, how this compatibility between different SDKs and runtimes works. Yoshiakuta. Ah, this one. So nice. Let's merge this. I don't think we need all of them. Can remove this part because we squash anyways. So this one is ready. Now can pull the main, and I have stashed some changes. Let's pop them up here, and we can actually drop this. Now I want to run the tests again. And we test this with omnisharp, right? So actually omnisharp, I have installed it here. So when the tests are running through, then I will build it locally, publish it also locally. And I have a setup where I can use the latest changes then from the local publish and try to build omnisharp Roslyn here. So we could go and fix these warnings. Right. Wait, what? Didn't it said that it's never set? It's only in these two places and what? Wait. Tag is finished. This would mean that this one is never called. Actually. Let's focus on the other one before I will fix the warnings later on. This is true. Let me publish this. So I think I had to save the changes on the MSBuildLocator because I removed it, saved it, but then I reverted it and didn't save it. Again, publish. That's fine now. I can just try to build omnisharp now. Let's see what the BSP console says here. Unexpected token. Hmm. But this one is actually in the SDK folder, right? Target 19. Column 5. Kind of strange. We build here. This is different. Okay, this is different. So it seems that something is broken in .NET BSP, right? Let's build it again. We build the solution directly. See again in the console. And then we get this error. Skipping target. The done building target. So building dot omnisharp tests CS project somehow fails. Oh, we are still here. No, it's staged now. I thought we were in the merge, but it does not seem like that. Find initialize handler. The other one, initialize. With initialize handler, this one. We have this here, so if we disable that, will it still work with this use latest runtime parameter on the CS project file that I showed before? Let's do a clean .NET build and .NET publish. So could use also the restart command. Now we can see in the BSP console if we... Okay, now that's fine. So it finds now the latest SDK. So actually, really, when I define on the .NET BSP project that that it should use the latest runtime. Then it's also changed this behavior, because before it was not able to find the SDK 9. Only when I used the flags here, there's 2 flags, which kind of say you most probably you will not be able to use the discovered runtime or SDK, but you can still see them, so if they are on the system. But if I disable them here and use this property on the project, so on this .NET BSP CS project, this one, it finds it. So I didn't expect this behavior, to be honest, because I thought somehow that this build MSBuildLocator handles all the stuff. So finding the right SDK and also finding the right runtime. Maybe I just don't understand how it plays together. So build result is still false, but global property solution. So so I still get this NuGet restore X target error, but at least I get all the other errors too. Or was this also like that before? Let me just try to move it back again. And republish, and we will retry it. Let's do a restart. Now build a solution. Actually, let's see. I don't see like fidget showing these messages anymore. Maybe I activate it back again. So I get a lot more errors. And when I deactivate that, or is this a core incident? Restart. Already in process. In progress. Strange was that I didn't saw the errors anymore. Not the errors, the logs. Let me just restart this here. Should actually show if I build something, right? So restore all that stuff here. Strange that it does not appear here. So we do a restart. The .NET BSP server is started. We do a build of the solution. And you don't see anything. No notifications. Should be at least notifications for restoring stuff. Skipping the targets. And then I get this. A bunch of them. Unexpected token, expected token. This at line 2 position. 43. And this is not happening if I do a dotnet clean. Dotnet build. So I get here, I get only those errors here. So 9 in total. Strange. So it seems like there is this MSBuildLocator is not used anymore, or it looks different in the .NET 9 SDK. So let's see, .NET SDK 9. Web project. How to search for it? API compat strict mode. What does this mean? This page is reference for MSBuild properties and items that you can use to configure .NET projects. Generate suppression file. Let's look for this logger. iLogger. So let me just also do one thing here. Look for extension. No. Extended, yeah, this is the one, omnisharp extended LSP. So we remove this because the changes, the issues that I had before with this, why I used the local copy of omnisharp extended LSP, because there were a bug in there and they fixed it already upstream. So maybe we pull it then in. Oops. This is a different different mapping actually. I wanted to jump between paragraphs, but this seems not to work here. Here it works. Okay. Mason tree new. No, sure, I have to restart first. That's why. Angular. The parsers. Let's update the parsers. Reset it in also. Okay. Now we are here and we can search for MSBuildLocator, and I wanted really to go to this iLogger. I still get this error. I thought maybe it was this one was fixed upstream. There were other fixed definitely upstream, but this one seems to be fixed. And I'm not sure even if this has something to do with the omnisharp extended plugin, or if this is omnisharp itself related. Okay. No, that's really annoying one. Maybe fidget history. Oops. History. No. Argument out of range exception. So it seems to me that this is an omnisharp issue. Microsoft Build Framework. Microsoft Build Framework. SDK 9. iLogger. Maybe there is something here which describes some breaking changes or something. Is there something like that? Search for iLogger. Okay, integrate Microsoft extension logging iLogger with MSBuild logging abstraction. Okay, thanks. That makes sense. Crazy that this was working for so long. Not sure what broke it, but clear was depending on something I should not separately. There is basically no bridge to Microsoft DI. Writing MSBuild tasks that reference transitive project difficult, so it's hard to modularize MSBuild. It turns out Coverlet uses Serilog MSBuild sync, but nothing exists for Microsoft extension logging. I wrote a dump one here. So this is a recurring problem. The SDK containers have a simple version of iLogger. iLogger mapping. The SBOM target do as well, and a number of MSBuild integrations I've written in the past for my own tools. All have separate implementation. We should develop and ship a blast iLog implementation that interrupts with mail iLogger. And it should be able to handle MSBuild iLogger specific concepts like codes, line number, file paths. Looks like there are several copies of Microsoft extension login deletes in VS already. I want to be careful to make sure that we don't add must match constraints between MSBuild and VS. Otherwise, I'll be okay adding this dependency. Okay. Are they talking about the same stuff? So this is part of reducing the diff in there. During that PR, I implemented a number of improvements to the simple Microsoft external logging abstractions. iLogger wrapper we had that ties that logger to MSBuild iLogger interfaces. The main feature is being able to use state props from iLogger messages as input to MSBuild various parameters. So it uses Microsoft Build Framework 15.1. Build logger. It's used everywhere here, right? So we could actually look into Roslyn language server. And here, MSBuild here, core, build process manager. Oops. Logger factory. That's a different logger. So decide what to do with this unused iLogger, since we can't reliably use it if we are sending builds out of process. So this is not used anymore. Diagnostic reporter logger. Reporter logger provider. Loader worker. I mean, the logging definitely changed. At least there were some changes which we can see if we do .NET build on .NET 8 SDK. Then we see the build is processing like step by step, and if we build it now, so like here, seems like the output is different. So maybe how they do it behind the scenes is also different, and therefore maybe there is an other mechanism involved how to actually catch this information. Where to find it? We have here project loader. No, MSBuild project loader. Solution info create. See, where do we have this? Here. Are we loading the solution? Open solution info on solution added. Open project. Searching for a build step, because actually on the build you need to pass this logger. We have here process manager build, post process, get build, post path. Maybe we can move from here. This is the language server, the new one, the Roslyn. The language server host. Roslyn ISP factory. Language server factory. Sharp basic language server factory. Jump in there. Run language, Roslyn language server. Let's search for this one. Construct LSP services. My LSP logger. Initialize manager. Something here should be responsible for building the projects, right? Completion. Rename tasks, testing. To insert. It's all LSP handlers. Services protocol workspace. Something must be there where we trigger the build, right? Or at least restore. Restore is also okay. Because on restore we would also need to pass this kind of logger. Direct handler provider, telemetry service. Let's see something with restore. No. Base services. Create services that require base dependencies, JSON RPC, or are more complex to create to set manually. And language server manager. It's in there. Okay. That's something different. Capabilities provider, lifecycle manager, server info provider. Extract request context factory, request context. Context factory. In all these cases, we already have a MISC workspace, specifically Microsoft Visual Studio Language Services implementation, project system, miscellaneous files workspace. In those cases, we do not need to add an additional workspace. To manage new files, we hear about, so only add the LSP miscellaneous files workspace. Hosts that have not already brought their own. So should we just search for restore? Guess that's not that restore what I have in mind. Token stream solution. Oh, I could test my luck and search directly for project build. How can I? This is wait. Project build. Tried installing just raw some Visual Studio setup, but it didn't help with project build. How can I do project build using my new version of the compiler? But while I'm debugging, the tooltips and watch windows don't show value correctly. Yeah, aren't really planning any huge investments into this area at this point. I'm completely out of the mix here. Have you checked your email since Friday noon? Prototype version of tool went out, going to release it publicly soon after some dog fooding. Jared, you be talking about your revision, how experimental language prototypes should be easier to distribute and install. Prototype language features. Okay, I'm not sure if this is even what I'm looking for. Where to find it? Build tasks. Let me check where which one I used there. Maybe something else is used. But I have built compile handler. And I do a project instance build. Maybe search for this. Like this. Nothing. So come on, go away. Message. Microsoft built execution. What's this called? Build execution, build execution. Build execution. Here target test. There's only these are only tests. Instance build. I could search with string. In, say, C# files. Too many of them now. We have closure conversion analysis tree. Tests. Big build, markdown content builder. RQ node builder. Run MSBuild. Net build. Arguments. Okay, this seems completely different. So maybe it is the best starting from the language server. Language server host again. The services here. We were here already. A language server factory. Which creates this. C#, razor test. PC#. Creates a Roslyn language server. We were here already before. But I didn't find anything to go to, which looks like the compiler part. Get LSP services. Construct request execution queue. Required request execution queue provider. Get LSP services. Test method handler. Oh, das sind unit tests. Go back. As dispatcher. Yeah, I think it's enough for today. The time. Yeah, we'll continue in the next stream. You will find out how it's done here. And hopefully we can resolve the issue then. Why it does not lock properly when I use SDK 9. That's really MSBuildLocator. Test manager. Type or namespace name logging does not exist in namespace Microsoft Visual Studio Test Platform object model. Did I change? I moved this part to .NET 9, right? This was .NET 10 actually. Okay, yeah, I guess this is .NET 10 specific, because this test platform is a new concept on how to run tests. The previous concept was this VS test. This one. The new one is different. It's available in .NET 10, .NET SDK 10. Guess that's why it doesn't work or not built. Microsoft test package version preview. It's a preview. What actually is yeah, actually is the output here of outdated. Code analysis. Configuration extension. You get stuff. Test platform translation layer. Test SDK. Where's this test platform stuff? Only translation layer. Checked model. Yeah, should be careful with updating all of them at once. So yeah, but this is something for our next stream, right?